Hello students, from this lecture we are starting chapter 8, Human Health and Disease. In this chapter we are going to study about some diseases, immunity and diseases like AIDS, cancer as well as drugs and alcohol abuse. First of all, we are starting with common diseases in humans. When we use this word, that is health, actually it's a physical, mental and social well-being of a human being. It is known as health. If we talk about the simple meaning of this, it means that it is disease-free condition, or we can also say it's one type of physical fitness. Which factors are there which can affect the health? So many factors are there, and the main factors which can affect the human health, these are: 1. Genetic disorders. As you know very well about some genetic disorders which are observed in human being, they are actually not curable, and this type of defect in which child inherits from its parents, and it's a disease condition. Second is infection. It may be from any microbes like bacteria, viruses or fungus or some other organism. Third, that is lifestyle. This lifestyle includes food and water which we can take, as well as exercise and rest. So this type of factors can affect human health. How one can maintain its good health actually? So the good health is possible to maintain by human being. First, balanced diet. We should take proper nutrients in our diet, in our food, like proteins, carbohydrates and fats. Next is person hygiene. Cleanliness is important thing to maintain the good health. Regular exercise. It means that for each and every human being, it is actually must to maintain health, should follow regular exercise in day-to-day life. In routine, it should also be maintained some exercises. Awareness about the disease and their effect. One should have clear idea about some symptoms of diseases and create awareness about this and their effect. Next is immunization against the infectious diseases, because some diseases, they are infectious disease spread from human being to human being, and it is must to maintain good health immunization against this type of disease. Next is proper disposal of waste, because this wastage, it contain also microorganism which can affect our health. So proper disposal of this type of wastage is also important. Next is control of vectors. Interesting example, that is mosquito. Mosquito which can carry the disease malaria. So one type of vector of this disease, as well as some microorganism or some animals, they are also vector of some diseases. So to control this type of vector is also necessary to maintain good health. Next is maintenance of hygienic food and water. The food or water we are taking in our daily life, in our routine, it must be clean and properly hygienic. Diseases, they are actually of two type of diseases: infectious disease and non-infectious disease. First, infectious disease. It means that it can be easily transmitted from one person to another person. Some common disease, these are AIDS, common cold, malaria, tuberculosis. These are some common diseases observed which are infectious disease and transmitted from one person to another. Nowadays we can also say about the COVID-19. It's also one type of infectious disease. Second is non-infectious disease. It means that cannot be transmitted from one person to another. Some example of diseases are cancer, hypertension, diabetes. Some other diseases are also of this kind. So main difference between infectious disease and non-infectious disease means that infection, they are transmitted from person to person, and non-infectious not be transported from one person to another. Now let's study the table which gives us clear idea about name of some common disease and related test, responsible organisms, symptoms related to this disease and their effects. First, typhoid. Test conducted to confirm this disease, that is Vidal test. Organism responsible for this, that is Salmonella typhi, and some symptoms related with high fever, weakness, stomach pain. Second is pneumonia. Responsible organism for this, that is Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenza. Some common symptoms these are fever, chills, cough and headache. Effect, it mainly shows effect on actually lungs. Alveoli get filled with fluid. It can lead to severe problem in respiration also. Third, common cold. Responsible microorganism is rhinoviruses. Some common symptoms are there which you know very well about this cough and cold, and its effects is related with respiratory passage. Next is malaria. Responsible organism is Plasmodium. It may be Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malaria or Plasmodium falciparum. Some common symptoms related with this disease, that is chill and high fever and recurring 3 to 4 days. Here the main effect is the parasite multiply within the liver cell of human being and attack the RBC. Next is amoebiasis or amoebic dysentery. Organism responsible for same, that is Entamoeba histolytica. Some common symptoms are constipation, abdominal pain, cramps, stool with mucus and blood core, and its effect, it infect the large intestine. Ascariasis. Here the responsible animal organism, that is Ascaris. Some symptoms like internal bleeding, muscular pain, fever and anemia, and the effects, the healthy person get infected through water and vegetable about this disease. Elephantiasis or filariasis. The responsible organism for same, that is Vaucaria. 2 species are there. Some common symptoms, inflammation in lower limb and genital organs. Effects, these main effects are lymphatic vessels of lower limb get blocked here. Next one is ringworm. Responsible organism, that is Microsporum, Trichophyton and Epidermophyton. Here symptoms are appearance of dry scaly lesion on various part of body. Its effect, infect the skin, nail and skull. So in this table we can easily study about some common diseases which can occur in human being, responsible organism for same, its symptoms and effects in human being. Now life cycle of Plasmodium. Plasmodium is an organism which is actually can cause the malaria disease in human being. Plasmodium enter the human body as small sporozoids through the bite of infected female Anopheles mosquito. Here one point is important, that female Anopheles mosquito is actually vector of this disease and multiply within the liver cells. After that multiplication, it attacks the RBC, resulting the rupture of release of toxic substances, and that is hemozoin, that is responsible for high fever and chill recurring every 3 to 4 days. So, it's an important symptom of this disease. This malaria parasite required two hosts. Two hosts means here one is human being. In this disease occur in human being actually, and Anopheles mosquito, that is vector of this disease. To complete their life cycle, this way they require two hosts. Important point is here that female Anopheles directly can't cause this disease, but its behave act as a vector here. This figure gives us clear idea about life cycle of this Plasmodium, in cycle in mosquito and cycle in human body also. On left hand side you can clearly study about the life cycle of this Plasmodium in mosquito body, and on right hand side it is a cycle related in human body. In the mosquito you can see here that this development occur microgamete, macrogamete, fuse, zygodisperm, then eukaryote, oocytes, then the cyst burst and sporozoites to salivary gland, from salivary gland to this mosquito. When this mosquito bite human being, it enter the hepatic cell, then it complete the further life cycle in the body of human being. It is in the form of that most mature liver scutant, that is merozoites, then erythrocyte, it affects the RBC, and RBC rupture, gametocytes produce, and this way this cycle is completed in two hosts of Plasmodium, that is mosquito, female Anopheles and human being. So, to complete their life cycle they require such a type of host. Immunity. What is immunity? This word is familiar to you also. Actually, it's the ability of host cell to fight the disease causing microorganism due to our immune system. In our immune system, various organs, various glands, they are participate here, various cells are there. Okay. They actually build up our immune system to fight against the disease causing microorganism, and this ability is known as immunity. It varies to person. Some are having very poor immunity, but some people they are rich in their immunity also. Mainly two type of immunity are there: innate immunity and acquired immunity. First, innate immunity. It's a one type of non-specific type of defense presents at the time of birth and provide different kind of barriers to the entry of foreign agents into the body. It means that it is not acquired after birth, but the human being which can achieve from birth, that is the innate immunity. Mainly what type of barriers are there? First, physical barrier. Examples are skin, mucus coating of epithelium lining, which is observed in respiratory tract, gastrointestinal and urogenital tract. So this way our skin and mucus they provide such a type of protection. Second, physiological barrier. Example of this barrier actually HCl, acid in stomach and saliva in mouth. They are also having such a type of ability of host cell to fight the disease causing microorganism. Third is cellular barrier. Examples are at cellular level, it means various type of cells are responsible. They are leukocytes, WBC, neutrophils and monocytes. Fourth is cytokine barriers. Here virus infected cells secrete protein called interferon. So this way this all four type of barriers Actually, there are different kind of barriers to the entry of foreign agents into the human body, and it may be of physical type, physiological type, cellular type, or cytokine type. This table gives us clear idea about innate immunity and acquired immunity, as well as we can compare between these two also. The first point of comparison is that innate immunity is actually present in the body of human being by birth, while acquired immunity, that is adaptive immunity, develops during lifetime. It means after birth according to condition. Second, innate immunity remains throughout life, means from birth to death. Acquired immunity, it can be short-lived or lifelong. Two possibilities are there. Third is innate immunity. Contact or exposure with pathogen or its antigen is not essential because it is achieved by birth in human life. Acquired immunity, its contact with pathogen or its antigen is essential. Then after it develops in our body. Innate immunity is inheritable. It means that it is inherited from parents, mother, father to their children. Acquired immunity, it cannot be passed to the next generation except for a brief period to neonates. Next one, it protects. Innate immunity protects the individual from contraction of diseases of other organisms. Acquired immunity, it protects the individual from pathogens present on other membrane of the same species. So this way, now this comparison of innate immunity and acquired immunity gives us clear idea about that. Innate immunity is by birth and acquired immunity is achieved after birth in human life. Second type of immunity, that is acquired immunity. This immunity is based on memory. Pathogen specific defense characterized by memory here. Body encounters a pathogen if it is suppose first time it is introduced. At that time, as a response, it develops primary response and which is of low intensity. It may be this type of immunity. This time, first time, as a primary response, disease condition can arise. But gradually, when second type, same pathogen, it introduced to the body. At that time, body produce highly intensified secondary response or anamnestic response due to memory of first encounter. It means that when first time attacked by pathogen, it was actually some disease, any type of disease. At that time, our memory cell can now recognize the same type of pathogen attack next time in body, and that's why secondary response is actually highly intensified. This primary and secondary responses are carried out with the help of B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. These are type of lymphocytes in human body and they are responsible for such a type of immunity. B lymphocytes produce army of protein. This is also known as antibodies. Actually, they are type of protein. Each is having 2 light and 2 heavy chain. As being a protein molecule, it's a one type of polypeptide chain. And of these 2 type of cell, this B lymphocytes, they produce antibodies. This type of lymphocytes, there are 2 type of actually lymphocytes. B lymphocytes, they show humoral immune response, that is HI, and T lymphocytes, they show cell mediated immunity, it means that CMI in short. So this type of two type of lymphocytes involved in this type of immunity. Now what about structure of antibody? Actually antibody, they all are type of protein. Protein means polypeptide chain. They are also known as immunoglobulins and they are of various type. They may be IgA, IgM, IgE and IgG. So four type of this type of immunoglobulins are there which are responsible for specific type of immunity. Now as we know very well, they are actually proteins and made up of polypeptide chain. Here they are specifically made up of four polypeptide chain. Of these four chains, two chains they are long heavy chains and two chain they are short light chain. So on the basis of this type of organization, they are classified into two type of chains, heavy chains and light chains. These both type of chains, they are arranged in the shape of phi shape and the antibody is represented here, that is H2L2, two heavy chains and two this type of light chain. In this figure we can study about this type of arrangement. Here antigen binding site is available to bind specific type of this type of antigen. Here structure of, actually it's a structure of an antibody molecule. Heavy chain and light chain is clearly observed here. So light chain is also present, heavy chain is also present here. Variable region on heavy chains and light chain we can clearly see here. Constant region, resulted by bridges, and these regions different in heavy chain and light chains are there. So this way any antibody actually which is made up of protein molecule, they show this type of typical structure as an antibody molecule. On the basis of production of antibodies, again immunity can be further categorized. First of all, that was category of immunity, that was innate immunity and acquired. Here on the basis of production of antibodies, it may be active or passive. Active immunity, here body produces its own antibodies, again antigens. So directly it is produced by body and that's why active immunity. Secondly, it is passive immunity. Here ready-made antibody is transferred from one individual to another and that's why it is not directly produced by body and known as passive immunity. One of the best example of this passive immunity, that is colostrum, which contain antibodies, that is IgA, and it is provided after the birth of child from mother milk and it is immunity provided by the mother to her child. So this way it's a classical example of passive immunity, that is colostrum, and this rich in antibody IgA. Different type of antibodies produced in blood. They include IgA, IgM, IgE and some other. Is called humoral immune response due to presence in blood. So because of their present in blood and they show response. Human immune system can distinguish between self and foreign molecules. It means that molecules which are present inside of the body, present already in body, and some from outside that foreign organism or foreign molecules are taking outside. At that time immune system can recognize between this self and foreign bodies. Sometimes due to genetic or unknown reasons, it may be that some mistake in this type of system and body can attack self which result in damage to the body and called autoimmune disease. This thing is important here. In the body of human being, in normal condition, the function of human immune system to fight against foreign bodies, foreign molecules which are harmful for our body. But due to some genetic or unknown reasons, the body attack cell and result in damage to the body, and this type of diseases are autoimmune disease. And one of the typical example of this disease, that is rheumatoid arthritis.